Before you listen any further, pause for just a moment. Because this is not just another story you have heard before. This is not a myth. This is not poetry. This is not symbolism. This is a question that has echoed through centuries. A question whispered by the broken, asked by the suffering, cried by the hopeless. How did he do it? How did he keep going when every human instinct would have screamed to stop? How did he rise again after collapsing beneath a burden so overwhelming that his body began to fail him, so intense that he bled from every pore? This was not metaphor. This was not exaggeration. This was agony so deep that the body itself could no longer contain it. How did he endure pain that no human should ever have to bear? How did he remain silent when fists struck his face, when soldiers mocked him, when a crown of thorns was pressed into his scalp and blood streamed down his face? How did he stand there, humiliated, accused, betrayed, without defending himself? How did he not fight back? How did he not call down angels to rescue him? How did he not walk away when iron nails were driven through his hands and feet, fixing him to a cross meant for criminals? How did he breathe when every breath burned? How did he endure hour after hour as his body weakened, his strength drained, and the sky itself darkened? And most of all, how did he stay? How did he remain there, hanging between heaven and earth until the very end, until the work of his Father was finished? The answer to how he did it is found in why he did it, and the reason may surprise you. It was not obligation, it was not force, it was not weakness, it was love. Your love. You are loved, not with shallow affection, not with conditional approval, but with a love so deep, so fierce, so unbreakable that it reshaped history itself. You are loved by a heavenly Father who saw your pain long before you ever felt it. A Father who knew your failures before you ever made them. A Father who understood every regret, every fear you would one day cry. And he loved you anyway. So much so that he sent his beloved Son, not as a distant observer, not as a detached judge, but as one who would step directly into human suffering. His Son did not resist. He did not hesitate. He willingly took upon himself the weight of sin, not his own, but yours. Every lie, every betrayal, every moment of weakness, every hidden shame, he carried it all. He felt your pain. The loneliness you felt when no one understood you, he felt it. The heartbreak that left you unable to breathe, he carried it. The fear that wakes you in the night, he knew it. The grief that words cannot express, he bore it. He was not spared the human experience. He entered it fully. When he was abandoned by friends, he understood rejection. When he was falsely accused, he understood injustice. When he was beaten beyond recognition, he understood cruelty. When he cried out in anguish, he understood despair. And yet, he did not turn away. Because love does not run from suffering. Love walks straight into it. The joy that sustained him through that suffering was not relief. It was not escape. It was not the promise of comfort. It was love. His love for you. In the midst of unimaginable pain, he saw beyond the cross. He saw you. He saw every life that would be touched, every heart that would be healed, every soul that would be restored, every moment when someone, somewhere, would finally realize they are not alone. This is why he endured. This is why he stayed. This is why he whispered forgiveness instead of curses. This is why he chose mercy over vengeance. This is why he finished the work. And when his final breath was drawn, it was not defeat. It was completion. The sacrifice was made. The debt was paid. The bridge between heaven and humanity was restored. But the story did not end there, because love does not stay buried. Love does not remain in darkness. Love does not surrender to death. On the third day, the stone was rolled away. The grave was empty. And through the resurrection of Jesus Christ, death itself was defeated. Through his resurrection, all will live again, not just physically, but spiritually. Hope was reborn. Fear lost its grip. Despair was shattered. Through his compassion, no one is forgotten. Not the broken, not the doubter, not the sinner, not the lost. No one is invisible to him. No one is beyond redemption. No one is too far gone. Because of him, you are not defined by your worst moment. Because of him, your story is not over. Because of him, healing is possible. Because of him, forgiveness is real. Because of him, joy can exist even in suffering. Not shallow happiness, not temporary pleasure, but a fullness of joy that remains even when life is hard. This is the kind of love that steps into darkness and brings light. The kind of love that enters wounds and transforms them into strength. The kind of love that refuses to abandon you, even when you feel unworthy. This is not ordinary love. This is greater love. A love that sacrifices, a love that restores, a love that conquers death. This is Easter, not just a day on the calendar, not just a tradition, but a declaration that love is stronger than hate, that light overcomes darkness, that life triumphs over death, and that you, exactly as you are deeply, eternally loved.